Patty Christensen, hand CRPS lady, and location Williamsburg, Virginia, where I'm from. And so we had some free time. And so I said, well, let's kind of do some of the standard stuff. We'll go kind of walk around Colonial Williamsburg. Growing up here, when you lived here, you didn't pay. So the concept of paying to go is not something I'll do. So we just do all the kind of the free walk around stuff. And my two favorite things to do in Colonial Williamsburg are, one, go to the Bruton Parish Church, so you can see where like George Washington sat and all that kind of stuff. Pretty sure his name was on there. There's names anyway, but more importantly, the cemetery that goes around it. That's just cool to me. But the whole place was locked. You know, when I grew up, it was never locked. I don't even think it had a gate. It was never, ever, ever locked. And I'm really kind of bummed because you couldn't get on the grounds at all. It's still an operating Episcopal church. So, but you know, as crazy as everything is in the world right now, I can't say I blame them. I'm just really bummed about it. But what has me super mad, the other thing that I love to do is, I think you call them stocks. You know, you put your head and your hands through, and then the wood thing comes down, and you're like, ah, you know, pretending you're old school criminal. I love that thing. And every time I've come here, I've gotten a picture of my head in there. Every time my daughter and grandkids come, they've got a picture of them in there. So we went over to do that. And guess what? It is literally screwed shut. You can't open up and put yourself in there anymore. And I'm sitting there going, are you freaking kidding me? What jerk sued somebody to make that happen? That thing has been in existence for like 300 years or so. Well, obviously, they probably changed the wood, but you know what I mean? It's just been a mainstay there for so long. And to have that some jerk somewhere ruin it for everybody makes me so mad that now I'm like, well, why else do you go to Colonial Williamsburg if not to stick your head in the stocks? So I'm going to call Colonial Williamsburg a bust. We then went over to Waller Mill Park, which I have fond memories of as a kid. I was very, very poor, but every once in a while my dad would take us all over and he'd rent a paddle boat, and shove as many of us on there as legal and take around and then take another crew. I come from a very large family. And so we went over there and it actually looks really good. I'm pretty sure it's still the same paddle boats though. I don't know. But so after the brunch, we have a little time before our flight leaves. And so I think we're going to go over there and do the paddle boats. It just brings back fond memories.